given the perspective you come from, what's your take on Wilton's financial state right now?
The state itself is good. I mean, we should be very proud of our AAA rating, and I would like to maintain that. I was probably as shocked at the CFO issue coming up when it did. I mean, obviously, people like the controller or the town planner leave when they leave, but to get that triple whammy all at once um, makes me wonder about what kind of oversight was being done with, especially with the CFO. I mean, how does she have two jobs at once? I really don't want to point fingers anywhere. But obviously we need to think about how we are going to manage our professional staff and who's in charge of that. I thought it was a good idea when Lynn Vanderslice instituted a town manager a couple of years back. I think managing that large a budget is a skill you should train for and not necessarily rely on, say, the elected first selectman, which may be lacking in that. I actually see this first selectman role moving forward as more kind of a salesman and cheerleader for Wilton, bringing the type of new industry and new housing projects to town that would make us grow and make be a better town, improve our financial footing. So um, I guess that's about where I fall on that issue.
How have we been doing then? Based on what
Uh,
the things you think the town should be, how have we been doing?
Good on the financial side, terrible on the marketing side. Um, I think you might have a quote from me in the paper from a few months ago where people were complaining about the type of projects being approved by planning and zoning, which you know I'm a member of for the last 8 years. And my comment was, we can only work with the projects being brought before us, and it's not necessarily our job to figure out what project can come to town. That's kind of like the Economic Development Commission. That's the people who are in charge of selling the town. For lack of a better person, that's really the first selectman's job to sell our town.
So you said financial, you said marketing. What about management in terms of the state of our town? Because that figured you mentioned the town
Yeah.
administrator. What do you
Well,
think?
like I said, the finances seem to be, from what I've studied, looking at the budget, we're not in terrible shape. We're not in great shape. We have this monumental mountain of projects. I mean, quite frankly, when I go to town hall, it's an embarrassment to our town that we present as our city hall. Um, so while they've done a good job maintaining our AAA rating, maybe we're not spending on the maintenance projects we should be. I'm concerned things like there's a selectmen's budget, which is about a third of the budget, that they lump, say, ongoing maintenance with the other line items. So I would separate, say, a short-term capital maintenance budget from the rest of the budget moving forward if I could. And the reason this came up to me was I was disgusted that they bonded a snowplow this year. It was $300,000. I mean, I know that's a lot of money, but $300,000. But we do it every year. And until now, we've always bought that snowplow. There's 15 snowplows. We retire one, we buy a new one. Seemed like something we need to do. Now, I understand that's a capital expense. You could argue that future people who receive the benefit from it should pay for it. But quite frankly, we're paying 30 or 40% now in interest on those bonds over the life of the bond, compounded. And that's $300,000 or $400,000 we can't bond for our school renovation or our city hall renovation. So I think certain small capital budgets should be paid for in that year. Um, the roads might fall into that. When I was asked, I think it was Lynn at the time, well, bonding roads if every year we're going to do $1 million of road repavement? And her answer was, well, this way, if we bond it, we have the discipline to make sure we do the actual paving. And so we're going to incur a lot of interest payments, reduce by probably 10 or $15 million our ability to borrow at AAA rating, because we don't have the discipline to say, okay, we need to do X number of miles every year on the roads.